joined right now by one parent, Lizette Rosenblatt, a mother whose daughter was thankfully able to escape from the school unharmed. Lizette, first of all,
today, something new that Bobby experienced.
What up? Welcome to episode 77 of my premium podcast experience, the Verdict Podcast. I'm your host, Splash Jordan. Joining me today, who do we got?
The lovely Noanique.
Okay.
And Millie Rule. Whoa.
What y'all got new going on? What y'all anything new coming up? How was y'all's week?
Week was grand, the Slamway. What we got coming up? Oh yeah, the day party on Saturday at Sola's in Raleigh. This the Leo birthday bash. Got a couple of people performing and coming out. So.
Okay, doing your hosting thing.
Yeah,
I'm liking.
Make sure y'all come out. Tickets on sale. Go check the Instagram to actually get the tickets. Yeah, do like 20 a ticket or something like that.
$20 a ticket.
Yeah, because of the performances. I don't know. I'm glad I got in as a host because I don't know.
How many hosts are there?
Me and my wifey, Sydney's going to be there with me.
So it's both of y'all hosting the event.
And I didn't even know she was doing it. I didn't even know I was doing it until they sent me the flyer like this week. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be there.
I seen Party Boy was like, okay, yeah, Sydney and Noanique, and I was just like, okay, that's what's up though. Like, right. I mean, yeah, y'all doing things. That's straight. Yeah, I'm most likely I'll pull up.
You should pull up for a little bit.
I'm gonna definitely pull up for a little bit because I got other ongoings that evening, but I'll definitely pull up during the daytime, man. So, what about you, player? You got anything going on?
Oh, I be low key with my business, like
word up. Okay, all right. Doesn't want anybody to know his business. Okay, so we got the live show, October the 18th, A Traitor Among Us. Sight to see it, take two. Also, I've been hearing that there's like a weekend extravaganza that's gonna come up. Like, I heard that there might be like, live action bingo. Heard there might be a cookout for the kids.
Fancy. I'm in there.
Yeah, I heard it was like the whole, whole nine. But I haven't heard who's paying for it and how that whole thing's gonna go. So once I get all the details, but I think leading up to it, maybe like the end of the August. Or like the end of September, maybe, having everybody just kind of come and hang out, kick it with us, right before, we put on a show. I am giving away some Chris Brown tickets. You got to be a bingo winner. So come to my bingo shows. Go to my bingo Instagram page at Let's Bingo and Chill. If you want to win some tickets to see Chris Brown, Ty Dolla $ign, Joyner Lucas, Tory Lanez, or Tyler, the Creator, I'm giving away some tickets, all right? So, but you got to be a winner, bingo player to win. So, speaking of, now before we get into my top stories, and speaking of bingo, I had a situation that's really was on my mind, ever since it occurred.
Speak on it.
About 22 and a half hours ago.
Just start with love.
So, man, as a person who's always looking to give other persons of color an opportunity, I've been fortunate enough with my, side hustle, growing into a legitimate business, that I've been able to put other persons of color, in positions to win. And so I met a few individuals who, I was under the impression that they were as hungry, as motivated as I was to put a little extra money in their pocket, right? So I don't want to name names or bash anybody personally, but let's just say that one of the people that I hired lost one of my shows because he was late. And, I was very upset. I had to calm down because, it was good that we were separated by miles and miles and miles of earth and road, because like a part of me was just very, upset because I had spent a lot of money. Now I just lost money. I don't like dealing with people who losing me money. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say to people who are really trying to get themselves out there, put their name out there, come up in the world. Like, your reputation is very important. True. Your reputation is very important. This was mine and his, first even dealing with each other in any way. Was me putting money in his pocket. First time I met him, I put money in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, now in my book, you totally cut off because, I don't want to deal with you. And, who's to say what doors have closed on you because, you're not being professional. You're not being courteous. You're not respecting other people's time. It's simple stuff, but I mean, it's important. And, a lot of people want to say, systematic racism, but I mean, nobody's keeping us from showing up on time. Nobody's keeping us from being professional when we go places. Nobody's keeping us from doing all those things. Like, but then, you crying like, oh, something got to give. Something got to change. Like, nigga, it's you. You got to give yourself a chance and do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get off my soapbox with that because it's outside the scope of things we normally talk about. But now we're going to get into these top stories.
Musa, you okay? You feel better?
Not really.
Don't.
No, I don't. No, I don't. But, it was a learning experience for me too. So I'm partly mad at myself because, you know what you're doing when you're dealing with niggas, man. You got to know. You can't get mad at a snake when it bite you.
You shouldn't make that correlation. I mean, it's just certain type of people that you know better than to deal with. Not everybody, of color is going to shit you in the deal.
Of course not. But, I mean, damn, it just seemed like it. You know what I'm saying? It do seem like it. But, I myself, as a person of color, would never be turned off because I know what people are capable of. But if I maybe was a different kind, I might feel some type of way about working with,
Let's recreate that narrative.
I'm fucking
Hey, you know what I mean? We can only do a small part, but we got to do our part at least.
We do. All right, so, shouts out to you for keeping that, that moment grounded in pleasantries. So, top news. I found like a little news thing, like so. Yeah, so now when we get these top news going, we got a little news thing, like breaking news. So, so what's going on with niggas getting out of jail? I heard some niggas was supposed to be coming home soon.
We got Tekashi 6ix9ine coming home soon, allegedly. This is what his girlfriend Jade says, like 6 months or something. But I don't know if you're safer where you're at or where you think you're going.
Do you believe that he's coming home?
I mean, money makes things happen.
His accounts are frozen. He has no money. He has access to none of his money.
Yeah, but I imagine people out in the streets are still doing GoFundMe. Like, he has access to something. I don't think he went to jail. I don't think he was that stupid. I think he was stupid, but not that stupid.
He is very unintelligent. I mean, to ignore all the warnings he got and to squander the massive fortune and success that he had. Well, I don't know that I believe that he's coming home. However, he's probably doing. I mean, if he were to be home that soon, you had to snitch on. You know what I'm saying? You just out here finding people to snitch on at that point.
He's giving it up on the whole non-trade plus. Like,
we had to talk about that a long time ago. That episode still gets played, by the way. So, do you think that in his situation, now put yourself in his shoes, was it valid to snitch? Was it valid to cooperate? Okay. I mean, that's what we said. I mean, yeah, it's no different than what we said. I just want to know how you felt. But yeah, no, there's no cooperation. I mean, even down to the point, I had a friend of mine, or I won't even say a friend, but somebody posted on Facebook and was like, somebody put up a status and was like, I'm shooting a video. And here's the concept, we need some people to do X, Y, and Z. And so I was just like, okay, commenting, what's up? He was like, oh, dope, man. Would you like to be the detective that kicks down the door and drags me out in cuffs? No. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to play with handcuffs, nigga. Like, I don't want to put cuffs on you, on me. I don't want to see niggas getting put in handcuffs. I don't want to pretend to put niggas in handcuffs. Like, I don't want to cooperate with these niggas in any sense of the word. Like, not at all. 6ix9ine may be getting out. We don't know. NBA YoungBoy may be getting. Or is he getting out?
Yeah, they got him getting out. And then he got a couple years of house arrest. But money got him a long way. Got him out sooner.
Of course, because like some little kid died or something when they were trying to get him. So yeah, like no, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he's at the end of his rope. You cannot do nothing else, or you're gonna go away for the rest of your life. He's at the end of his rope too. Either he's gonna go away, or he's gonna start snitching.
Yeah, but it's crazy that you got to go through all of that to get rid of all the toxic people in your life. Like, the courts have to tell you, look, get rid of the toxic people in your life, or we're going to take and put you behind bars. And it's like, yo, look, I can't even hang with y'all niggas no more because, I got this shit going on.
You should be doing that anyway.
Exactly. But it's crazy how the courts, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and a lot of times, people aren't prepared to make a call like that. They aren't prepared to stand up to people they've known forever. But now, if it's like, okay, the court is telling me I have to stop associating with you or risk losing my millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Deuces, my nigga. Like, deuces. Or you can come hang out with me, but we're both going to leave this hood. We're both leaving here, and I'm going to be gone and never coming back. You can do whatever you do, but I will never come to the fucking West Boulevard or Freedom Drive. I'm not just going to be riding up and down, Tuckasegee in the middle of the night with all my money and shit anymore, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really don't care. I'm all for niggas going, what I'm saying? I don't wish jail on nobody, but I'm all for niggas going to jail who belong there. You know what I'm saying? If you belong there, some would argue I belong there, but if you belong there, then you need to go. Then you need to go.
I don't know. I wouldn't say all that, like, because it's some things that you do it, and by other people's standards, you may need to go to jail.
I'm saying, killing niggas, snitching on niggas, go to jail. Out here getting it how you live, you just out here getting it how you live. But I'm saying, like, what Tekashi did, you deserve to be there or dead. And yeah, like NBA. You basically, you know what I'm saying? You need to chill. Like, niggas need to chill. And if you're not going to chill, this is what's going to happen to you until you wise up. So, another nigga, rap nigga in jail who hasn't learned. And then he hurt my feelings. Because I came on this platform, defended him so many times about how, he going to get out of jail. He going to do right. He going to do right. So,
and he ain't even out yet and can't do right.
Right.
Talking shit in a rap about somebody's baby mama trying to punch her in the stomach, kill a baby. Like, what are you doing? Sit down.
So tell us what's going on with Kodak.
That's pretty much it. You're sending out raps to people and I guess looking for attention. Like, what are you doing?
I got Gucci Trap and all the yellow 88 swing, and I bought Young Miami a ring. She on an 808, baby. When I see him hit that bitch in her stomach, the way I keep this shit too real, they say I'm fucking up my money.
While you're in there, like.
Well, you got to get people to be talking about you. Nobody's talking about you. Nobody's saying anything about you.
We'll talk about you when your release date comes out. Sit down.
The way these people are wired, the attention on social media is just more than they're willing to give up. It's more than they're willing to give up. This nigga's in jail spitting freestyles. First of all, I'm like, why are you in jail spitting a freestyle?
I mean, everybody does that. I mean, they call home, you record them, you put it out, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, it's like.
But who even was this? Was this even like a publication, or was this just like his homie?
What do you mean?
Like, who was he freestyling for? It
was, I guess, I don't know who it was for.
Right.
I just know it was towards Young Miami, and he still got his backlash from it, and you're still looking stupid.
Right, and then he said he was going to punch her in the stomach. Isn't she pregnant?
Yes.
Is she? I don't even know. I didn't know that they even knew each other. Like, how was they even out of jail?
I don't even know the association. He said he had bought a ring for her, so I'm associating like he's mad or assuming he's mad. Like, I don't know.
I think he just be saying stuff just to be saying it, really.
This is Kodak, the same guy that said he would have sex with Young and May. Like, he's wilding.
True.
Like,
I forgot about that whole ordeal.
Why is that wilding, though?
Like, she identifies, like, yo, look.
She identifies as a woman who likes other women.
She don't fuck with niggas. And then she got Kodak disrespecting her, like, saying that, yo, I would fuck you. Like, nah, that's like a nigga saying he would fuck you. That's disrespectful. That's how it's looked at, because she feels like a nigga, like.
But you not.
Yeah, but it's the disrespect, not the reality. It's the disrespect. Like, I identify as who I am.
And he didn't even, right, but he said it in a way like, yeah, I would hit that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even say it in a disrespectful way.
No. All right, so if a nigga say, yo, he would do something to you, no matter how politely he said it, you just gonna be like, oh, all right, that's cool. Like, nah. Like, nigga, what did you say to me?
I'm a man and he's a man though. It's the rules is different. Like, okay, how many women tell each other that they'll hit that and y'all be straight as fuck?
So is
but you be like, oh damn, babe, you sexy, you this, you that, you this, you that. Y'all can do
that's
that.
women. Women can do that. Niggas can't do that.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
niggas can't do that.
But you
And-
can to
but
a woman though.
All right, so if a transgender says, yo, I would do some things to you, you gonna be cool with that? They look like a woman.
I mean, what do you mean am I gonna be cool with that? I can't fight you because you said that.
But they really a man. You can fight them.
I can't fight you.
Why?
First of all, because you might sue. Number
Nah,
one. And
nah,
number
listen.
two.
We know your situation now.
Yeah,
you can't
no.
do shit.
I can't do anything. You can't do anything to anybody. You can only.
All right, if they hit you,
Yeah, then I'm gonna beat his fucking ass.
even though, like, if he looked like Noah Neek,
But he was a transgendered.
yeah.
Ooh, please don't do that. Why would you do that to me? Stop.
No, I'm saying,
Damn.
but like, look like a female, but you know what I mean?
But was a man
But was a man.
and just said that they want to do something.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not gonna bother you over no words.
Man, Young and May, she a street nigga. She will not be disrespected by no clown like Kodak. That's how I imagine she look at it. Like, Kodak, who are you right now? You know what I mean? You see what I'm doing. Oh, I mean, it might be old, but
Right, but at the end of the day, though, Young and May, okay, she's a woman who identifies as a man. I wouldn't even say she identifies as a man. She, has a masculine demeanor. She, approaches women all the time. I mean, that's you know what I'm saying? She's approaching straight women consistently,
mm-hmm.
trying to convert them. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you constantly going to a woman like, yo, I can do this for you. I do that for you. I'm this, I'm that. You doing the exact same thing. She didn't like it because it was Kodak.
But is it
He's
converting?
a nasty ass black ass nigga. That's what she didn't like.
But is it still converting? Because she got the mindset of a nigga. She out chasing women like.
I mean, I'm not gonna say converting, but she's approaching, I'm sure, lots of heterosexual women. Like, yo, let me show you what I could do.
Yeah, because she's the mindset of a nigga.
But she's a woman.
Yeah, but she has the mindset of a nigga. That's why she's approaching the women the way she is.
I mean,
on some nigga shit. Like, yo, look, you coming home with me. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You could have the mindset of a white man. You know what I'm saying? We could all have the mindset of some kids, but we adults, we are what we are.
Yeah, we are what we are, but how they gonna judge us? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna judge Young and May as a woman.
Yeah, all right, so would you fuck Young and May?
I mean, she's not unattractive.
You would fuck her though?
Listen, you about to get me in trouble.
I mean, hypothetically speaking, I mean, Young and May is not gonna walk in here and pussy pop for you right now.
I would hope not.
Me too. I don't want to see that shit. Like,
why not, man? Shit. I mean, what? Young and May probably got some good box.
man, it's just, I mean, her overall
Why do we have to call it a box? God damn. Y'all gotta find another word. Like, for real, box is so disgusting.
Hey, yo, just let me get the link to that shit you got online so I can see what that box look like. You know what I mean?
Shoot his ass, like, for real. Like, no.
Anyway, so Kodak Black in jail, spitting freestyles, threatening Young Miami. And ain't Young Miami in jail? I thought she was in jail.
I don't know. Is she on the roll call for the week?
I thought she was. What was the city girl who went to jail? No, it was JT. I thought. Okay, I might have had him backwards. I thought.
I just came back from the bathroom.
Okay, all right. Bianca Devins, though, did you do any? You didn't get into that.
That story is so, like...
It's kind of wild, though, wasn't it? I've been sitting on it for like 2 weeks, and I kept forgetting to bring it up.
I don't know. Like, it's like, first of all, just people letting a 17-year-old and 21-year-old go off and to a concert together. I have, issues with that, number one. The reasoning, like her kissing somebody else, like, no. I don't understand that either.
Okay, so I saw that they, for the uninitiated, Bianca Devins was dating an older man. Or I won't even say dating, but they were certainly going on a date.
Yeah, let's just call it that. Because I think it was one-sided. Like,
Yeah.
she assumed they were in a relationship and he didn't. Or was it the other way around?
I thought that everything was just getting started.
I don't know. From what I read, like, one of them thought that they were actually in a relationship. And that was, like, the biggest issue with it.
Okay, well, I know that there was supposedly some arguing that lasted. I'm going to assume there were some drugs and alcohol involved, and he killed her. The wild part about it, though, is that, he, like, took pictures, posted them on Reddit.
It was some other website I can't remember. And then when they put him or found him on like an abandoned street, he like stabbed himself in the neck.
Yeah, start trying to. He started
And
stabbing
still
himself.
survived?
Yep,
Like, what?
stabbed himself in the neck. Survived. He stabbed himself like 7 times in the neck, and still survived.
Wild twist though, like his father did the same thing to his mother, but he was supposedly not there, or supposedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, he wasn't at the house and he wasn't supposed to know anything about it, but it sounds exactly like what he did to homegirl
So his father killed his mother
for cheating.
for cheating.
And then she kissed somebody and he did the same thing, slit her throat.
Wow. Now that I didn't know.
Yeah, that was the plot twist.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
You got to read deeper into them articles.
Yeah, because I saw that and I was like, this just keeps getting like deeper and deeper, like convoluted for real, twisted.
Right. That was kind of wild. And they posted the pictures, and then there was like I read that he like had her under a tarp and he like laid across it, and
I didn't even read those details. Wait a minute.
Yeah, a whole bunch of wild shit was going on with Bianca Devin. So it's fucked up, you know. So it sounded like you had some breaking news though. Before we about to get off of top stories, but it sounded like you had some breaking news. You had a thought came to you.
Just a thought. I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and they were just talking about wife beaters, like the tank top. Why is it still called a wife beater in 2019?
That's a good question. Before I answer that question, I want to tell you what grinds my gears. As a person who's been a Joe Budden fan for almost 15, 16 years now, right? I've been a fan of his music. Mm-hmm. I'm on record saying he's my favorite rapper. I'm on record saying, you know, he inspired me to start podcasting. So I'm a fan, you know, I've been around since I'll name this podcast later. I'm not a person who's like, oh, you know, I don't like when, you know, people go mainstream, although I do, but not for him, because it's like, man, you know, you're enjoying success. I love it. What I hate though are niggas who race to listen to his show and then get on the internet with his topics like they just thought of them. And it's like, mad niggas do that. Like, not like, oh, I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast and they said this. Like how you just asked me. They'll come in here and try to finesse me like they just thought, or they'll go on the internet and try to finesse niggas like they're so introspective and they just think of these questions. And it's just, I'm like, nigga, you listen to the Joe Budden podcast. A bunch of niggas do. Like, you know, calm down. But to answer your question, a wife beater is called a wife beater because that's what it is. We still call them forks and knives. We're not calling them nothing different because it's 2019.
Yeah, but women have so much more rights than they had before. It's just like, I'm just surprised that shirt is still called the wife beater.
I mean, we call it tank. It's just called a tank top.
Yeah, but you could walk inside the store and be like, yo, where's the wife beater?
You can.
And that bitch would be like, yo, that person, he gonna be like, yo, it's that way.
But only a certain age person can. Like, you know, we could, yes, to a person who is our age. You try to walk into Walmart and there's like a 17, 18-year-old. You're like, yo, where them wife beaters at? Security. Like, I mean, he or she is not gonna know.
Nah, but I mean, I don't even believe that to be true because your parents, like, you know, you washing clothes, your parents are still gonna call it what they know it. Like,
that's true, and I think hood classics though too, like because the, you know, movies like Baby Boy, Friday, those are played, you know, endlessly in our community, and that's what that shirt is referred to as. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Because, I mean, obviously white people not calling it a wife beater. Or,
nah, they calling it wife beaters too. Like,
I think it's just black people.
Nah. And then, like, I had, like, tried to Google, like, the origin of it. And they were talking about, like, back in the 70s or something like that, that men were beating their wives. The men that were beating their wives getting arrested all had on their undershirts, which I'm like, all right, you come home, get undressed, whatever. You got your underclothes on. You and your wife, I guess, go through whatever. You beat her, that's the shirt you're going to have on.
Right. And I think a lot of them were Mexican, too, when that term originated, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I thought the term originated, like, on the West Coast, like, way back in the day. I could be wrong, though.
But it makes me think, like, you know how they depict, like, the rolling pin? It's normally the wife beating the husband with the rolling pin. That's true. Mm-hmm. Why is that not called a husband beater or a husband stick or some stupid shit? Like,
because, I mean... It's because men don't want to admit that they be getting beat. You know what I'm saying? Like women, of course, they're getting beat up, but a man, you know how many men getting beat at home and it's going unreported?
Man, they better coin some shit and come out with
They better if they was smart. I know you had some info about these Americans in Italy. I know they was on the run for a while or something. That's the only thing I saw. Americans on the run in Italy.
I don't even know if they were on the run. These two kids from San Francisco, they go to Italy. Some drug deal goes left. Some cop gets stabbed 11 times with some 7-inch knife.
I saw that one of the kids was posing with the knife on Instagram.
Yeah, he was wild and had pictures with the knife on Instagram. And then when they came in and searched where they were at, it was found like in a ceiling tile or something. I got a news segment somewhere here.
Okay. So you got something.
Yeah, with some better information.
All right. When you get it pulled up, let me see it.
This time we're hearing from the families
Here
of
we
two
go.
American teenagers accused of killing an Italian police officer. If convicted, Gabrielle Natal-Yorth and Finnegan Elder could face life in prison.
Both their fathers are currently in Rome and have visited their sons in prison. The suspects' mothers are also expected to travel to the country. CBS News correspondent Seth Doan has the latest from Rome.
Swarmed by media, Finnegan Elder's father, Ethan,
Oh, yeah, I've
arrived
seen
to the
this.
prison this morning, saying nothing.
Mr. Elder, can you tell us how you're feeling?
His son has confessed, investigators say, to killing Carabinieri officer Mario Cercello Rega.
Yeah, whatever. Homeboy, yeah.
Yeah, I told you that nigga's name. I mean, R.I.P., but damn.
Right, yeah. It is R.I.P. though, but and yeah, I think it goes on to say that he left his weapon at home or some shit.
Yeah, he didn't have his firearm with him. They was doing like some drug bust or some wild shit or something. It was some drug deal went left.
That's when you get the only time you get caught slipping is when you lacking. Otherwise, you wouldn't get caught slipping. You got to be on your A game 100% of the time. That 1% of the time you're not, that's the day.
But you got his friend that was there just how the laws and stuff like that go in Italy. His friend's being charged for murder too. Like whether you knew about it or not, you were there.
He was there, and he probably knew something. You did go along to get the drugs or whatever. You participated in the crime that led up to that man's death. So that's a fucked up situation, and it is fucked up. So I'm sure the one dude. I'm just wondering what's going on with these Americans leaving the country and then start wilding.
Nah, they fucking we gonna have to travel and stay in the country. Motherfuckers is going out and fucking it up for Americans. Like they not gonna like us nowhere.
Speaking of niggas fucking it up for America, A$AP Rocky, he took the stand the other day. His trial started on Tuesday. So actually, when we're asleep tonight, they should be wrapping it up overnight.
No pun? You said Rocky rapper wrapping it up.
Yeah. You get a rim shot on that one. And we got some testimony from him. I'll go ahead and I'll spare us the low times and just go ahead and edit that one on in.
At this moment, both of the guys attacked him. That's when I intervened and I threw to the ground and I stepped on his arm. I kicked his arm and I punched him or shoved him. And at that moment, my friends came to help.
And here's the thing, though. I did some investigating. The young men are claiming that A$AP hit him with a bottle.
We saw bottles on the floor, and we picked them up. We didn't want them to get the bottles. We didn't want them to have them in their possession. As far as the bottles go, I held it momentarily because I realized it was stupid, especially when they didn't have it in their possession. It wasn't necessary for me to have it, so I put it down.
And that's what they're saying. And the guys who they got with A$AP, in the phone, in their text messages, there was mention of somebody getting hit in the bed and getting hit with a bottle. That Harlem hit somebody with a bottle. You know what I'm saying? So these people are trying to, what they want a jury to believe is that A$AP is sometimes called Harlem by his associates.
I mean, he's from Harlem, right?
And that he hit this man with a bottle, that he used excessive force in a situation. He took a minor dispute that could have started however way it went, but you brought a deadly weapon into it, and that's what they're going to try to get him on.
ASAP don't seem like the type of nigga that would hit somebody with a bottle. I don't think ASAP hit nobody with a bottle. Free ASAP.
Okay, I'm just telling you what niggas are saying, you know, and then, you know, the text messages kind of just make it seem a little shady, you know what I'm saying? So which one of y'all is Harlem? Who here is named Harlem? Who here, you know, yeah, who's Harlem? Because whoever Harlem is, gotta stay in Sweden for a little minute.
But all of them niggas could have been from Harlem. Like, it could have been his homies with him that he came up with. So, like, yeah, who is Harlem?
Right.
I feel like this is power. Niggas trying to find out who Ghost is. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right. It does seem like there are some key details that are being left out. It seems that there's some details to the situation being omitted. Like, when the last time a nigga just had streaming video evidence of his innocence? I can prove it. You know what I'm saying? I got these couple seconds of them antagonizing me. And so I had to defend myself on camera. I mean, I got video of them disrespecting me, so I got to get video of me beating their fucking ass. You know, and so they're saying that there's possibly a video of ASAP hitting somebody with a bottle. He did admit to picking up some bottles. And he had some old bullshit ass reason too, talking about how he didn't want them to get the bottles. Like, nigga, who's thinking about bottles on the fucking street? You know, he just backed himself into a corner. Hopefully he'll figure his way out. From what I've been told, Sweden is notoriously lenient even against offenders. Like, you know, they're notorious for not being like, you know, they like to give a slap on the wrist. They will give you multiple slaps on the wrist, and even a harsh punishment can be seen as a slap on the wrist by private people in America, right? So shout out to ASAP with that, right? So okay, here we go. Victim or nah. This is a segment that we like to do where we're discussing a person's perceived victimhood. A lot of y'all not gonna like me at the end of this one, which is why I won't appear on camera during this segment.
That's bullshit for real.
You're not gonna like what I got to say, because I'm told it's an unpopular opinion. Victim or not, Carissa Pinkston. Did either of you?
I did.
You did? You looked in? Did you look into what's up with Carissa? Nah. Okay, so Carissa is a young lady who is she was a model. She actually modeled for Rihanna for Fenty. She was one of like the, you know, I guess
like the face of it.
Yeah, she was in there. Like, you know, Rihanna really like, you know, had her in the, you know, in the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
This woman tweeted out. You couldn't pull up the tweets, could you?
I'm not on Twitter.
You can Google them.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm sitting here with a camera.
Right, like you need to, like, what are you doing? You need to pause it, edit. What are you doing with your life?
I could. Well, I got because I got to read them while I'm getting y'all's.
Why didn't you have that together before you started that video?
Yes, that would have been a good idea, right?
Right.
I mean,
you're learning. It's okay.
Yeah. Rome was done.
To each their own.
Right. You know what? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, because I can't. You're doing too
Don't
much
worry
now.
about it. So, Carissa, in May of this year, tweeted out that a transgendered woman was not a woman. That she was transgendered. That's pretty verbatim to what the tweet said. It could have had another word or so in there, but that is spot on. She also went on to say that she doubled down on it. She basically said the same thing again, but in more words, saying like, you know, this is how these people want to be seen, and this is like their dilemma. I wish I could read it word for word for you.
One said, I definitely feel like a trans person in a way. In high school, I was...
We haven't gotten there yet.
Jesus Christ.
We're just talking about the tweets. So anyway, it kind of went under the radar at the time. She got some backlash. The tweets resurfaced, and she got some backlash for them, right? But she came out and said that she herself was transgendered, that she was a transgendered woman. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. So tweet number 1, being transgender does not NOT make you a woman. It makes you simply transgender. Tweet number 2, being transgender does make you a woman in a transgender context, according to gender and not sex. This is how they want to be perceived in a biological context. There are females and males. This is the world in 2019. So you take that tweet with whatever, you read it in whatever voice you want to read it. Because as I've read it aloud, and to myself, there's several ways I feel like you could read that and want it to say something that, let me reserve, hold on. I'm getting too, my personal opinion is coming out too soon, right? She said that she was transgendered. People who knew her came out and, said, hey, she's lying. She's not a transgendered woman. She did come back and say, hey, I was lying. I'm sorry. I take full responsibility. I'm not a transgendered woman. She was, taken down. She lost her Fenty, endorsement. She lost, any company that was wanting to work with her. She lost all that. The LGBTQ community, is on her ass. Now, based off of those tweets, based off of her actions, do you think this person deserves the harsh treatment she's getting, or do you feel like it was an honest mistake and anyone could have made it? Hold on. So what do you think? What do you think? She was a victim or not?
Nah, I don't think she was a victim. Like, I don't think she should have took that approach, and then to false claim to be a tranny. It's a little wild, but like, you bringing all that negative attention to Rihanna's brand. So yeah, if I was Rihanna, I would have clipped her. Like, okay. I'm sorry, I can't have that. Rihanna's doing too well.
Right.
Don't smear my stuff. Like, you gotta go.
Okay. No, Anik, what about you? Do you think that Carissa was a victim in these circumstances?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Mm-mm.
Do I think that Carissa was a victim? No. But here's the bigger problem. And we kind of spoke about this with, what's her name? Bianca. We kind of spoke about this with Bianca. Ladies, women, consider a second and third time what you will and won't do for social media attention. Please. And I'm not victim shaming. I'm not victim blaming either. But y'all ever been... Let me yank my headphones out.
Serious.
Y'all ever been bullied before?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe your bully... Maybe there was a street or a block or a part of the neighborhood your bully used to frequent. How would you feel about passing through that area? Would you just try to make your best, or would you go around it? Like, if you're walking home from school and, there's an area in between you and your home where someone who's bullying you, are you going to try to just bear with it and go through that environment, or do you go around it? What kind of person are you? You going to go around it or go through it?
I'm going to go through it because it's just like, I'm tired of inconveniencing myself going around it. Like, at some point, you got to address it. Like,
okay. What about you? Are you going around it or you going through it?
Nah, you got to go through it.
When I say go through it, I don't mean like address it. I'm saying you're a person who's just going home. Go through this environment, right? Okay, all right. Yeah. So we're all on the same page. I go through it as well. However, you understand that going through it, there's a person here who wants to do you harm.
Yes.
So, and it's likely that you'll encounter that person going down this path.
Mm-hmm.
So, while it's fucked up that you're being bullied, you knew that when you're going through here, that you might encounter this person, you might get beat up, right?
Yeah, so you move prepared.
Are you prepared?
I'm going to be.
Okay. So, why then do we have people who continue to put themselves in murky, shady, predatory positions and then be, upset when snakes are behaving like snakes, or be upset when people are, showing their true colors? My point in saying all that was that this woman, so hungry for social media attention, first of all, I don't even think she said anything bad about transgendered people. I just don't think that you can. I don't even know what the second tweet even meant. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't even know what that meant. She said words, and I know what each individual word meant, but all of them together, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So you can't draw no conclusion from a tweet like that. Like, you got to get a person to explain. So for people to jump down her throat, and excuse me, I'm a person, I don't get what happened to man and woman? What happened to male and female? Like, what's going on?
We let these millennials get too creative with everything. They got new zodiacs, new everything.
Either you like people like you, or you don't. I cannot think of how is it complicated. Like, why are there so many? If you like what you have in another person, or you like what someone else has.
But to me, you know where that comes from? I mean, it's going to sound a little crazy, but to me, that shit come from white people, right? Because white people have always had the freedom to do what they want. So you got your kid that came out a little boy but wants to be a little girl. You know what? You could be whatever you want to be, Jimmy. You want to be Jamina? Then now you're Jamina. Like, it's too much freedom to do whatever the hell you want to do.
I'm saying, and I don't care who a person likes. Now, you know, I want to state that on the record that I don't care what your persuasion is, but I just don't understand when there got to be more than two options. Like, so suddenly that there's more than, you know, water and coffee in the break room. Now there's, like, you know, diet coffee and, you know, brown water, and there's all these variations of the same thing. And I'm like, okay, do you have a penis? No? Okay, then you're not a woman? I don't understand that. You guys are leaving me out here on this ledge alone, you know, but I don't care. I don't even care, because there's so much shit that's going on that we not really, like, you know, obviously predators are predators. You do some fucked up shit. We don't need a discussion on predatory behavior. If you're a man out here and you fucking kids, there's no discussion to be had. Like, throw you in jail. That's where you belong. But we do need to talk about why, you know, so many of these young women keep ending up. Like, you know, what is there? Like a website? Is there a meetup spot where, like, you know, can we, like, shut down some part of City Hall that's organizing all these young women to entertain 30, 40-year-old men thinking that they're going to have a life of not doing shit? Because that's the quickest way to get you into the back of a car tied up. You know, that's a very fast way to get you into a situation where you're 20 years later saying, wish I hadn't have done that. I didn't think you had.
I mean, when did we stop teaching little girls how to be independent? Like, I've never understood that fact of having to depend on a man. Like, I understand there's a family perspective. I understand that he's the head of the household, but just completely depending on a man, like, your bank account is my bank account. Because guess what? When he leaves, all his money goes with him too. So I don't understand how we're not breeding independent women or more of them.
It's because you got, I don't know these people's name or whatever, but so-and-so, this music on it, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to run a check. If you ain't got no money, the video that one chick circulated, she was tired of men trying to take her on dates and not talking about paying her bills. Y'all probably have seen that video. I'm sure you've seen it. Someone will share it soon.
But why are they paying your bills? Like, what did you do to deserve that? Like, are you an investment, or is it just because you gave him some pussy? Because he can get it for cheaper on the corner. So why am I paying your bills when I can spend $40 and probably get the sloppiest head and pussy I've ever gotten in my life for $40? $40.
Niggas be underestimating. You know,
I mean, hello.
Niggas used to be clowning. Nigga, it was like, yo, $40, bro. Like, I don't have 40, you know, but I'm saying what you could get.
That's why you're trying to get some free shit.
I got your 40 too. Like,
you got 40 for me too?
Yeah, I got 40 for you. Like,
hey, yo, look, we got 80. Me and my man's got 80. You know what I'm saying? So what's up?
We gonna get the link?
Are y'all going to the corner? I mean, what are y'all doing? Am I taking you to the corner? We dropping you off?
I assume you was gonna meet me there.
You got me whole lot fucked up,
I'm
bro.
like, yo, what's happening? I don't have. Yeah, no. You know what? I think that's an appropriate place to take a break.
Yeah. Time for our sponsors.
Right. Roll call. Now, in a shocking, bizarre twist in the ASAP Rocky situation, there was a fan of his who threatened the Swedish embassy. They don't even list her name. I couldn't find her name. They just call her ASAP fan. But she threatened the Swedish embassy she was going to blow it up if they didn't come, if they didn't let, you know what I'm saying, somebody that she's never met before out of jail. In the twist of things, ASAP will probably get out tomorrow or the day after, go home,
and not even acknowledge her.
And not even acknowledge that this woman ever existed. Meanwhile, she's probably about to spend some time behind bars for threatening to blow up
an embassy. That's like federal shit.
Right. Like, niggas really don't understand. You know, they just let their words fly. We had a guy on here. I don't think either one of y'all ever met Erie, but he jumped on Twitter and was like, you know, and tweeted at President Obama and was like, you know, he thought that the president's life was under attack and was like, you know, you may as well get ready to die. Thought he was warning. He was high on LSD and thought he was warning the president. And the Secret Service came to his door and threw his ass in prison. He told the story on this show. It's a wild story. Y'all should go back through the archives, dig up that episode. He told a wild ass fucking story about how he went to prison, how he had to represent himself and get himself out of there. So I just said all that to say, you know, be careful what you're saying on the internet, right? So other than that, Jose Benavidez, I thought this was crazy. He got arrested for street racing. I'm like, yo, niggas still street race? Niggas are still racing their cars?
Yes.
On the street?
What do you mean?
Why?
It'll always be cool.
It's never not cool, but
That's
why
like,
are you doing
that's
it?
Like what people saying like anime. Who still watches anime?
That's definitely not the same at all. Nobody's died watching anime.
What? Watching it too long, not eating, binging. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to do what you seen in that motherfucker.
Right. Shotting God.
Yo, yeah, it is niggas who have died trying to do what they see.
Okay.
And it is niggas who have died
watching Fast and the Furious.
Definitely niggas who died thinking that this was Fast and Furious. But it is niggas who have died from binging and not eating. It's definitely niggas who died in like those like it's a nigga who died in like Taiwan playing like video games online. Like a nigga died because he was playing like anime video games for like 7 days straight. Didn't eat, didn't sleep, didn't use the bathroom. He just passed out and died. So it is possible.
How do you not pee your shit though? Like I got to go. Like I'm sorry, you gotta have to wait.
You don't eat. You're not eating anything.
But still, like my stomach starts eating itself.
Shit, he was trying to get that high score.
No.
So
that's bullshit.
Yeah, well, it may not be, but there is some bullshit in your near future. So if nothing else, I got these two truths and a con.
Let's get it.
Right? So here we go. Scenario number 1. Dale Williams, charged with murder, was attacked by his victim's children in court. Scenario number 1.
Okay.
Scenario number 2. Woman charges judge after baby daddy sentenced to life during trial. That's scenario number 2. Scenario number 3. Man attacks brother's killer in court. 2 of those situations. Now, I just told you. It's niggas fighting in court. 2 of those situations are true. There's actually video of them. And 1 is fake. Which one is the con? So, what do y'all think?
I'm gonna say number 2.
Did you? No, you can cut it after that. I don't want to post the answer on video.
Oh, I figured you was gonna cut and chop what you needed from me.
Oh no, that's that one segment. That one part is fine. Thanks. So you're gonna say what number?
The second one.
Second one.
Mm-hmm.
The woman charges the judge after her baby daddy gets sentenced.
Yeah, I mean it's so plausible, but Jesus Christ, I hope not.
I know there was some fighting going on in the court. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna say the first one didn't happen. I mean, I really want to go with the second one, but I'm gonna try to be a little different. I'm gonna go with the first one.
All right. So Dale Williams getting beat up by his victims' kids. That actually did happen. That happened. Yeah, he killed a woman. During the sentencing, her children showed up. Soon as there was an opportunity, they went straight for the dude. And I mean, they got on his ass for a good little minute before any of the police really could get them off. I've always wondered, what could you even do in that situation? Like, how you're gonna legitimately put someone in jail for reacting like that? Although it's super illegal and fucked up and the wrong thing to do, but I mean, I don't see it. I don't see being a human and putting a person in jail because they attacked their mother's killer. Just seems a little fucked up. You know, maybe like, okay, maybe a day. You know what I'm saying? An hour or whatever, right? So
sit in court and let your phone ring. You know what I mean? They don't disrespect the court.
No, I get that. Don't disrespect the court. But I mean, certain human emotions, you're not going to be able to close with a door. You're not going to be able to keep that type of emotion out of there just because we're in a courtroom. Like, nigga, that's my fucking mother. Thanks. You killed her. Here I come. Like, fuck this judge. Fuck all these police and anybody else who here. Like, it's on site. So that did happen. Of the two, the woman charging the judge did not happen. So you sunk my battleship.
Yay.
So you have the man attacking his brother's killer and the men attacking their mother's killers. Those were the true scenarios. And the con was the woman who charged the judge. I threw that together hastily because I couldn't get the name of the guy who charged at his brother's killer. So I threw that one together hastily, like, oh, fuck it. So, you know, we'll have to figure out, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried. I'm not worried because I usually stump y'all on most weeks. So, if that's it, if all hearts, minds, and bodies are on one accord, tell people or not tell people where they can find you, and we'll wrap it up.
Y'all know, like last week, you're going to have to go to an old episode, listen till the end, and then go find it.
All right. And you're still in a soft boycott of the internet.
Yeah, I don't even,
okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. And if you're rocking with this episode of The Verdict, you can like, rate, review, subscribe, share on Google Play, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeart, Podcorn, wherever you like to listen to your podcast, right? Don't forget, I'm giving away those concert tickets to bingo winners. A Sight to See, Take 2, October 18th. And a weekend extravaganza to proceed shortly before. So, also, if you're rocking with me, you can stalk my life on the internet, on Instagram and Twitter at House of Splash.